my friends, let me say welcome to another episode of John Sports Corner. And I'm telling you, the news and the views and the interviews, they are just bubbling right now. There's so much happening out there. No one is asleep right now. Everyone is wide awake, even 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning. Although it might be worries why they're still awake, but let me say, let's kick over to John, Hall of Fame, Cricket Hall of Fame inductee member, John Melbourne on John Sports Corner.
Thank you, Trevor, and good afternoon, family and friends. Locked into John's Sports Corner. Welcome again to the month of Gad, which we are in now. It's so happens also to be the month of Thanksgiving. And, folks, a lot of people in Jamaica now are saying thanks because of the contributions that many of us have been making and trying to make to help restore some sensibility and order in the lives of those in Jamaica who have lost much.
Yes.
And we pray for them, continue to pray for them. We are sorry for them, what happened, but hopefully order will be restored in short order, if I may say that. Let me remind you to go to Winner Circle Radio Store in the SosoBone shop and go gift shopping. Again, as I say, Thanksgiving is coming up. And we have T-shirts there. We have mugs, backpacks. Of course, Sorrel, the great Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee, which will go very well with your Thanksgiving dinner. I am sure a cup of that coffee after dinner
Yes, sir.
will go down very well.
Oh, yes. Lots off with that coffee.
Let's talk sports. As usual, birthdays. As yesterday, Trudy Carter, reggae girl who has represented Jamaica at the under 17, under 19, and the senior level. In fact, she has played 23 games at the senior level, including being a part of the World Cup squad, the 2023 Jamaica Women's World Cup squad. Neville Oxford, who we had on interview a couple of weeks ago, former Jamaica international footballer, who made his debut for Jamaica senior team at age 16. And you remember Neville telling us, folks, that a Brazilian team came to Jamaica and wanted to take him back to Brazil.
Oh,
And
yes,
his
sir.
mother said, not my 16-year-old.
Not my
You
son.
know. Anyway, today, Romelda Aiken George, Jamaica Sunshine Girl, and World Cup netball medalist celebrates her birthday. Javon Powell, a world champion medalist and represented Jamaica at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games over 400 meters. Adrian Griffith, former Barbados and West Indies cricketer, who scored only one test century, in fact, in his 14 test matches, and it was done against New Zealand at Hamilton. Tomorrow, Tony Ann Williams, gymnast and 2016 Olympian, celebrates her birthday. So too Alzari Joseph, Antigua and Barbuda and West Indies right arm fast bowler, who has a test best wicket haul of 5 for 27 against Australia at Sabina Park on Friday. Ian Goodison, Jamaica International and a stalwart in Jamaica's historic 1998 World Cup team. Andre Blake, Jamaica Reggae Boy captain currently, celebrates her birthday also on Friday. So too Shamira Sterling, Jamaica Sunshine Girl, and also a World Championship medalist in netball. On Sunday, Asafa Powell, world and Olympic medalist, who once held the 100 meters world record of 9.72 seconds, will celebrate a birthday. So too, Leah Nugent, 2016-2021 Olympian over 400 hurdles. Kevin Sinclair, Guyana and West Indies cricketer who represented West Indies in all three formats of the game. On Tuesday, Stephanie Ann McPherson, world and Olympic medalist, who has a personal best of 49.34 seconds over the 400 meters. Lalonde Gordon, Trinidad and Tobago Olympic and world champion medalist over 400 meters with a personal best of 44.52 seconds. And one of the sweethearts, or should I say former sweethearts, of Jamaica track and field, Aline Bailey, Olympian and world champion medalist. She had a personal best of 11.04 seconds over the 100 meters and 22.33 seconds over the 200. And finally, Richard Staple, former Jamaica cricketer and U.S. cricketer. Yes, Richard played for the U.S. also. Start with football. As November means final month of World Cup qualifiers. But let's look at the CONCACAF qualifiers first. Automatic qualifiers from the CONCACAF qualifiers, a group rather, A, B, and C, were decided last night, and Curaçao held Jamaica to a 0-0 stalemate in the office at that. So they advance as the automatic qualifier for the 2026 FIFA World Cup in Group B. With a population of just under 200,000, Curaçao, not only a first-time qualifier to the FIFA World Cup, but also become the smallest nation to do so. For Jamaica, FIFA 2026 is not a fleeting dream just yet. They have one more bite of the apple in the Intercontinental Playoff during the March 23rd to the 31st FIFA window. But they'll be facing tougher teams than what they just encountered in the CONCACAF qualifiers. And to rub salt into the Jamaica wound, in a post-game interview, Coach Steve McClaren has stepped down as the Reggae Boyz coach. The question now, what will the Jamaica Football Federation do? And I have to wonder if the JFF would call on Miguel Coley to take charge of the Jamaica team going into the Intercontinental Playoffs, or hand the reins over to technical director Rudolph Speed. You know what the irony is, Trevor? In preparing this report last night, I wrote, I don't know if Steve McClaren will still be the Jamaica national coach come March. You know, but whoever it is, I believe our national coach must spend quality time in Jamaica during the Jamaica Premier League season so that he can watch Premier League games and evaluate local talent for himself. And that's what Simoes did with leading up to our 1998 qualifying. He was in Jamaica. He saw the talent. He had to develop the talent and wound up with a machine.
Well, that, John, that makes all the sense in the world. I mean, we're not running a colonial plantation anymore. We say that, the landowner, the plantation owner is in England drinking drinking Roman cocoa while
Yeah,
the plantation is down in Jamaica, and every now and
they're
then
drinking uh, uh, Roman Red Bull.
so it makes sense that that should have been a key part. I mean, we're not short of the talent to develop our own coach. The question is, are they do we respect ourselves enough?
Enough
Enough.
to stick with our own coaches.
Yes.
And Trevor, we have examples.
Mm-hmm.
We have track and field.
Mm-hmm.
We have netball.
Yes.
We use our own coaches. Mark you, I remember years ago when Marva Bernard was president,
Uh-huh.
and she brought in, I think, a young lady from England to help with some of the coach our defensive aspects of the game. But we have coaches
Mm-hmm.
who are coaching um, two of our top athletic successes in Jamaica.
Right.
Why we running to England for some guy as a coach? Yeah.
You know, you have to look at the mentality as to why it is not taking place, because there was a time, I remember when I look at NFL football in America, when you can always depend on a defensive back, the type of person he is across the board. You can always depend on the wide receivers. But when it came to the quarterback, there was always this little line that was drawn
Mm-hmm.
that, well, this person does not have the mentality to
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 lead.
to lead
To lead.
or to handle the plays that are being called.
Yeah.
Okay? And
Yeah.
I have to say this, that from a West Indies point of view and from a Jamaican point of view, the caste system is still there.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that you don't break the cycle every now and then, okay? But listen, we are still under the umbrella of the British king. Now, what much do you expect to change when we still have a king in Jamaica? His representative is the Governor General.
Yeah.
He calls the shots.
Mm-hmm.
He is the one-man board of governors. They call him Governor General. Doesn't get
Mm-hmm.
doesn't get elected, has no term limit. Why? In can we say that Jamaica is a democracy? Okay. To what extent it's a democracy? Because if you want to call out the troops to defend the country, neither the leader of the opposition and the prime minister can sit down and make that decision. The governor general
Hmm.
has to authorize it. I don't know if that's a democracy.
Well, remember Sparrow said that Sarah sang democracy is hypocrisy.
You know.
But Trevor, I am sure there are coaches in Jamaica who can get the job done. And I have spoken about it, about um the I feel that the JFF, and I'll say it again, is taking the easy route out by reaching across the water to England for second and third division players because they play in England leagues.
Right.
And you have talented players in Jamaica who they need is some guidance and development. And
Of
if
course.
we, as Simoes did with them, and develop some outstanding players.
Yes, but you
And
see, another question we ask ourselves is this. How many members that we say we have in a parliament is really interested in sports more than to turn up at pen relay and take photographs, okay? To turn up at champs and take photograph because champs gonna end up in pen relays where they're gonna do Jamaica proud. But when they go to the Diamond League, they're not going there to represent Jamaica, even though they wear the Jamaica. And you say they're from Jamaica we have, and from Jamaica we have, and from Jamaica we have. Because even when they went to the Olympics, when the government should have been underwriting, his complaint was my trainer and my coach was not with me. That I was accustomed to having when I'm in Jamaica competing. But when you have 1, 2, 3, they start telling you that is a zip code. Okay? Yes. But at the same time, we have a Ministry of Sports and Culture and something else. But nobody clearly has been able to show how the Ministry of Sports spends sports money. We know that the Jamaica bobsled team never went there because of the Ministry of Sports. We know that the Reggae Boyz are not playing right now where they are because of the Ministry of Sports. We know that Jamaican cricket is not again being playing where they are because of the Ministry of Sports. Okay? Because if the Ministry of Sports was deeply involved in Jamaican cricket, then they would have cricket in the high schools, cricket in the primary schools. The sports would be entrenched because there's a minister for agriculture, and his job is to make sure agriculture is developed across America. There's a minister of tourism, and he's supposed to make sure that the tourism is developed in Jamaica.
But Trevor, even you have to question the Minister of Agriculture.
Well,
why such fertile land is not feeding more people?
well,
Since you put down the banana plantations and the sugarcane plantations.
Yes, but you see, the thing is this, that I do not know how they choose a Ministry of Agriculture. Because you see, when you get elected to Parliament, you're not elected because of your qualifications. You're elected because of the promises that you made to a group of people in a place where you live. And out of 2 or 3 people might want a job in Portland East or Portland West, they choose that one person because of his popularity or because of how money change hands. But when he goes to Parliament, he has to get a ministry and he has to get a job.
How many friends you have?
No, the bottom line is that we need a Ministry of Transportation. So let's give that job to Vaz. We need a Ministry of Education. So I give this one. When this one fail on the job, you know what happened? Before you know it, you have a different person.
And him get another job and another ministry.
And they say, okay. He said, but the man get elected, we have to give him a job because he's getting paid. So we have gone through diaspora ministers like we change underwear. One moment is Charles Purnell, Charles' son. You turn around and before the sun set, you have Terry Short. I mean Terry Long. Okay? No, none of these guys, before they became diaspora minister, had served in a ministerial position that had to do with networking, building coalition in a community outside of where they live, where they grow up, or they said, oh, we're giving you a safe.
And looking at a budget and deciding what happened with what.
Well, yeah, but that is, and half of them that even some of that wins, John, they did not win because they really appealed to the people, and it's because they're in a safe zone. They're in a garrison, John. Okay? Tivoli Garden, I mean, it's a one, nobody don't run. Most of the places that you see the ministers, them there, nobody don't run against them because they are the green zone or orange zone. Okay? It is a green zone or it's a orange zone. So,
Mm-hmm.
so when you say, listen, you, the lady who was in charge of education, she had graduated from a business school. I think it was Howard or one of them schools as a business. Now she's running. Now that the Nigel Clark is gone, she's now the Ministry of Finance. Before that, she was the Ministry of Education. Never teach, but she was the Minister of Education.
You know what it is to be in a classroom
Yeah.
as a leader in a
No,
classroom.
as a student, yes, unless she was studying online. So
Anyway, Trevor, let, let's move on. Let me just finish with my CONCACAF, if you don't mind. From the CONCACAF zone, Panama and Haiti are the other two automatic qualifiers joining Curaçao. Panama defeated El Salvador 3 goals to 0, while Haiti dropped Nicaragua 2 goals to 0.
Mhm.
I'll come back to football, but let's look at cricket now.
Mm.
Another heartbreaking last over win for New Zealand over West Indies in game 2 of their one-day international series at Napier,
Mm.
in a game reduced to 34 overs because of rain. West Indies batted first and scored 247 for 9 from their 34 overs, thanks to a masterful 109 not out by captain Shai Hope. 4 batsmen, Akeem Auguste, Justin Greaves, Romario Shepherd, and Matthew Ford, got into the 20s but could not carry on.
Mm.
Nathan Smith, 4 for 42 from 7 overs. Kyle Jamieson, 3 for 44 from 7. New Zealand, 248 for 5 from 33.3 overs. Devon Conway, 90. Rachin Ravindra, 56. Tom Latham, 39 not out. Mitchell Santner, 34 not out. West Indies bowlers with 1 wicket each. All the bowlers, 5 West Indies bowlers with 1 wicket each. And the player of the match, of course, Shai Hope for his 109 not out.
Mm.
So the Kiwis take an unbeatable 2 game to 0 lead in the 3 game series. And by the way, Shai Hope became the second fastest West Indian to 6,000 one-day international runs. Only Sir Viv got there quicker than Shai Hope, and that's only by 1 game.
Mm.
Hope is also the first player to score one-day international centuries against all the other full member nations in international cricket.
Was
In
he
addition,
was he keeping wicket in this tournament
yeah,
in this game,
yeah,
John?
yeah,
Okay. So it's a
you
combination
know,
of being but they batted first.
yeah, Weston is batted first.
So he was well rested when he started batting, versus when they bat second, when he's been standing behind the stumps all day.
Well, that too.
Good.
Hmm.
Good.
In addition, Shai Hope has centuries against 13 international teams, which is the most of any one-day international cricketer.
Mm.
And stumps on day 1 of the Bangladesh-Ireland second test at Dhaka. Bangladesh 292 for 4. Mushfiqur Rahim 99 not out. Can you imagine, Trevor?
Mm.
At the end of the day's play, you are 99 not out. You have to come back the following day
Yes.
to get that 1 run.
And then rain wash it out.
Well, what can you sleep? You know, you stay awake all night wondering how you're going to get that 1 run. Anyway, Mamul Haq 63, Litton Das 47 not out. Andy McBride 4 for 82.
Mhm.
And South Africa drew first blood by winning the first test against India at Eden Gardens by 30 runs. South Africa 159 and 153. India 189 and 93. Player
Uh-huh.
of the match, Simon Harmer, for his match figures of 8 for 51. Let me ask you, when last have you seen India bowled out for less than 100 runs in a test innings
Well,
and lose a test match inside 3 days? It must send shockwaves through India.
well, there was a big discussion coming out along the after that shell shocking, that the pitch had not been watered for 4 days, and that was at India's at their instructions, because and some of the other players were saying that they had never seen so much patrol on a pitch before.
Well, you see, I think this thing about uh, home countries dictating how you pitch, what
Yeah.
kind of pitch you're going to play on, I mean,
Yes.
you look at West Indies now in New Zealand, and they say it's predominantly a fast bowling wickets there,
All right,
you
because
know.
the pitch is
So,
hard.
you know, so when India decide, well, we'll use our spinners, South Africa said, well, we have spinner too,
All right, and that is the feedback. They said that
you know.
that India normally prepares a pitch for their spinners, for their bowlers,
Yeah,
and they said that in this case, when the ball landed, the first one goes left, the second one goes right, and the third one can't make up his mind.
and but this is interesting, though, Trevor.
Mhm.
Recently, West Indies lose a series, and you hear them talking about, oh, the wicket, we're not negotiating the wickets because of it taking spin.
Uh-huh.
And I don't hear South Africa complaining.
Well, South Africa, no, so,
You
so
know,
South Africa knows the drill. So
yeah,
based on the
that's
fact that
right.
South Africa have so much resources, they might have been practicing on a pitch just like the one India was preparing.
And,
Because
and fortunately for South Africa, they have back in their squad their captain, Temba Bavuma.
okay,
Yeah, and he scored what 50 odd not out in that second innings. That's kind of steadied the South Africa innings. Although
yes,
they only made 153 in that second innings.
but the
But
pitch,
Indian captain
mm,
Shubman Gill didn't bat in the India second innings
he
as
was
he was hospitalized
yes,
following an injury to his neck area in the first innings.
that's right.
Um, I think he has been discharged from the hospital now, but remains doubtful for the second test.
Now
Game two on Friday at Guwahati.
based on the concussion rules, anything above the shoulder is a concussion, because the connection between the cervix, the spinal cord and the brain and the neck where you got injured is very, very close, You know that
Yeah.
even when you have a rear end in your car, by the time you turn around, you're wearing a neck brace.
Well, I have experienced that, Trevor,
All right.
because I was playing one evening and fell, and I hear something go pow, and
Uh-huh.
I thought my shoulder had broken,
Vertebra.
and because I couldn't move my right hand at first, and as a matter of fact, I went to the doctor the following day. This happened in Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
and he told me that I had a severely sprained shoulder,
But it was the neck.
but it was a slip disc in my neck,
I
and I played with a slip disc years after. And how I happen to know is a slip disc. At the time, my sister and I, who is a nurse, shared an apartment
Mhm.
in Queens here. And I took up a glass to drink some water one evening, and it just slipped out of my hand. And she asked me what happened. I said, I don't know. I just trying to hold the glass and it and not hold it.
Ay, ay, ay.
And she said, you better come. They're going to send you to a doctor. Because I was going to see a chiropractor. And she said to me, don't go and see no damn chiropractor. Go and see a specialist, a neurosurgeon or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And so she arranged it for me. And lo and behold, slip disc. And I've
Yeah.
had 2 operations since for that slip disc.
Okay. Well, I think Human Gill will be out
Oh,
for.
you know, Trevor, here is a sports medicine now, you know.
Uh-huh.
You know what they replaced the slip disc in my neck with?
A metal plate.
No, a, the chip a piece of bone off my hip.
Oh yes, that is so now you have two hip side.
So, so after the second operation, I went back to check the doctor. He said to me, I don't want to see you again because you have used up your 2 sweet spots.
Okay.
Anyway, Trevor, on that note, let's go to a break. But we have lots more to come. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Welcome back to John Sports Corner on the SosoBone Media Network, the global Caribbean media capital. We continue with cricket. And Cricket West Indies Super 50 tournament bowled off today in Trinidad and Tobago. But before updating scores, let's look at the squads first. The Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. Captain Joshua Da Silva, Navin Bedesi, Yannick Carrier, Brian Charles, Cephas Cooper, Jid Gooley, Terence Hines, Ricky Jai Paul, Joshua James, Jason Mohammed, Kejon Otley, Shatrugan Rambaran, Abdul Rahim Tapin, and Tion Webster head coach Riyad Emrit. Jamaica Scorpions, Brad Barnes captain, Andre Bailey, Jermaine Blackwood, Carlos Brown, Kari Campbell, Javel Glenn, Jordan Johnson, Kirk McKenzie, Marquino Minley, Romaine Morris, Abijay Mansingh, Jevor Royal, Tamari Redwood, and Pete Salmon head coach Robert Haynes. Barbados Pride, Kyle Mayers captain, Joshua Bishop, Lenica Boucher, Craig Brathwaite, Dominic Drakes, Jonathan Drakes, Matthew Jones, Akeem Jordan, Javed Leacock, Zachary McCaskey, Demetrius Richards, Kemar Smith, Kevin Wickham, and Naeem Young, head coach Vasbert Drakes. Windward Islands Volcanoes, Teddy Bishop captain, Sunil Ambrish, McKenny Clark, Darrell Cyrus, Kenneth Demba, Shadrach Descarte, Dylan Douglas, Kian Gaston, Jonathan Jeremiah, Daniel MacDonald, Himani Milios, Hurston Murray, Darren Ned, and Stefan Pascal, head coach, Kian Peters, and the Leeward Islands Hurricanes, Karima Gore, captain, Joel Andrew, Carlton Boyne Tuckett, Raheem Cornwall, Daniel Durham, Nathaniel Edwards, Shamikeko Gums Landefort, Jamar Hamilton, Kofi James, Mikael Louis, Micah McKenzie, Ishmael Peters, O'Shane Thomas, and Tyrone Williams, head coach Stephen Liebert. And finally, the Guyana Happy Eagles, Matthew Nandu, captain, Anthony Adams, Ronaldo Ali Mohammed, Hevlon Anderson, Shamar Apple, Mavendra Dinyal, Thaddeus Lovewell, Richie Luknat, Gudakesh Moti, Kimo Paul, Raymond Perez, Hemal Savory, Junior Sinclair, and Silas Tyndall, head coach Ryan Hercules. As far as today's games go, the opening games, Jamaica Scorpions and the Guyana Happy Eagles at the Queen's Park Oval ended in a no result. Happy Eagles reached 287 for 6 from their 47 overs when Mother Nature brought premature end to the game. Same result between Trinidad and Tobago Red Force and Barbados Pride at the Sir Frank Memorial Ground. The Pride reached 48 without loss after 5.1 overs when Mother Nature intervened. Leeward Islands Hurricanes and the Windward Islands Volcanoes at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy is the late game, and the latest score I have there, Hurricanes batted first and scored 324 in 47.3 overs. Kofi James 102, Mikhail Louis 59, Carlton Bowen Tuckett 56, Kenneth Demba 3 for 56 from 10 overs, Darren Ned 3 for 53 from 8 overs, Shadrach Descartes 3 for 43 from 8 overs. So Windward's coming to bat. On Sunday, West Indies on the 19s defeated England on the 19s by 4 wickets in their one-day series opener at the Grenada National Stadium. England on the 19s, 242 in 46.2 overs. Joe Morris, 59. Caleb Falconer, 44. Jack Nelson, 31. Shaquan Bell, 2 for 26 from 7.3 overs. Jakeem Pollard, 2 for 27 from 6.5 overs. Funai Kilokani, 2 for 58 from 10 overs. Zachary Carter, 2 for 50 from 10 overs. West Indies on the 19s, 2 for 46 from 2 for 46 for 6, 2 for 46 for 6 from 49.2 overs. Joshua Dorn, 90. Jonathan Van Land, 52. Jack Nelson, 3 for 50 from 10 overs. Farhan Ahmed, 2 for 41 from 10. Then earlier today, at the same venue, West Indies on the 19s in a Duckworth Lewis 6-wicket win over the England on the 19 in game 2.
Okay.
West Indies on the 19s, 192 for 4 from 30.1 overs. Jonathan Van Lans, 57 not out. Ersinho Fontaine, 39. Tariq Bryan, 31. Jack Nelson, 2 for 25 from 7 overs. England on the 19s, 160 for 5 from 31.4 overs. Farhan Ahmed, 46 not out. Caleb Falconer, 42 not out. Jakeem Pollard, 2 for 20 from 5 overs.
Good.
The first Ashes test between Australia and England bowls off tomorrow at Perth, with Australia captain Pat Cummins set to miss the match. The Aussies' problems have been compounded with a hamstring injury to Josh Hazelwood, so he too will miss the first test. Queensland fast bowler Michael Nessa has been brought in for cover.
Okay.
Australia will select their 11 from Steve Smith, captain, Alex Carey, Travis Head, Josh Inglis, Usman Khawaja, Manus Labuschagne, Jake Weatherald, Cameron Green, Mitchell Nessa, Bo Webster, Sean Abbott, Scott Boland, Brendan Doggett, Nathan Lyon, and Mitchell Stark. Meanwhile, England have a cadre of fast bowlers to throw at the Australians in Mark Wood, Jofra Archer, Gus Atkinson, Bryden Cars, and Captain Ben Stokes. So England will select their 11 from Ben Stokes, captain, Harry Brook, vice captain, Zach Crawley, Ben Duckett, Ollie Pope, Joe Root, Jamie Smith, Jacob Bethel, Bryden Cars, Will Jacks, Joffrey Archer, Gus Atkinson, Matthew Potts, Shoaib Bashir, Josh Tong, and Mark Wood.
They have a lot of people, John.
Hmm. The Kolkata Knight Riders have released Andre Russell from their roster ahead of the 2026 Indian Premier League mini auction. They've also parted ways with Quinton de Kock, Heinrich Norhe, Rambadullah Gurbaz, Moeen Ali, and Spencer Johnson to free up both purse and overseas slots.
Okay.
Mumbai Indians brought in Shafin Rutherford via trade, while Lucknow Super Giants released West Indies fast bowler Shamar Joseph. Plans for a two-tier World Test Championship has been abandoned
Okay.
following a recent meeting of directors of the ICC. As a result, the next World Test Championship cycle is likely to feature all 12 full members in one division. But I wonder, Trevor, if the England and Australians of the world gave it deep thought and wondered if they would someday find themselves in tier two. And I suppose that didn't sit well with them.
But John, I think that they have reached a stage right now where the tier does not really matter to them because it's investors that is running the programs. So as far as they're concerned, as long as they're making money, then the tier doesn't really matter. No, if you add parity now, then it would matter. Because at that stage, everybody's getting the same things, but when you get a championship, you get a lot more.
Mm.
Yeah.
Let's move into some track and field. A significant change to take place in the track and field scheduling at the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. The women's 100-meter final will be run on day one.
On day one.
That means the heats, the semifinal, and the final will be run on day one.
Ooh.
Not the same setup for men. Because the men run their first round on day one, and then semifinal and final on day two.
Which is the last day?
The first 2 days of track and field.
Yes.
Of the Olympic Games. The hundreds, the male and female hundreds run those 2 first days.
But and the women 100 final is on the day one?
Yeah.
That is to bring out more people to the game early.
Well, it makes me wonder, though, how this will impact athletes running 3 races on the same day. And Jamaica super coaches, Frano Francis and Glenn Mills, not happy with having the women running 3 races in a day. Nor is it supported by Henry Roll, athlete representative for St. Lucia's Olympic gold medalist Julian Alfred. It's alleged Games organizers claim they consulted with legendary American sprinter Allyson Felix and Queen Harrison, as well as World Athletics' Athletes Commission. But I wonder why the coaches of some of the greatest female sprinters of today who reside in Jamaica
Well,
were
never.
apparently not consulted.
Okay. And as much as I loved Alison Felix, but in the back end of her career, we had some question marks. Just like just like our friend Jones before, who had some question marks, who was being coached by her husband. And of course, I don't want to mention the gay guys or the other guys, So I'll just leave that alone, John.
Mm, mm. Well, I guess training methods may be adjusted though, Trevor, with this new, if you want to call it, innovation in mind.
Well, maybe
Um,
are they trying to discourage them from running more than one in more than one division,
well,
John?
no, but sessions are reportedly being carefully crafted to allow athletes doubling events like
Mm,
100, 200, 200, 400, 800, 1500,
mm,
1500, 5000,
mhm.
5000, 10,000, and long jump, triple jump.
Oh.
However, the current schedule does not favor Sydney McLaughlin Levroni doubling in 400 meters and 400 hurdles, with the
Mm.
400 hurdles semi-final and the final on the same afternoon.
Oh my.
The
Oh
Los
my.
Angeles Olympics scheduled to take place July 14th through the 30th, 2028, and it will be the third time Los Angeles has hosted the Games, having done so in 1932 and 1984.
Mm.
Let's go to another break, but we come back with some football, some basketball, some squash, some netball. We have a lot more to cover. We'll be right back. Welcome back to John's Sports Corner on the SosoBone Media Network, the global Caribbean media capital, and we continue with football. Scores from the UEFA World Cup qualifiers: Scotland 4-2 over Denmark, Spain and Turkey in a 2-2 stalemate, Romania 7-1 over San Marino, Belgium 7-zip over Liechtenstein,
Woo.
Wales 7-1 over North Macedonia.
Mm.
Now, as of yesterday, 42 of the 48 teams have booked their passage to the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Mhm.
And let's start with the host nations. First, who are automatic qualifiers, the Canada, Mexico, and the USA.
Uh-huh.
Then there are Japan, New Zealand, Iran, Argentina, Uzbekistan, their first World Cup, Korea Republic, Jordan, their first World Cup, Australia, Ecuador, Brazil. Well, Brazil has qualified for every World Cup to date.
Okay.
Uruguay, Paraguay, Colombia, Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, Algeria, Ghana, Cape Verde, first World Cup, South Africa, Qatar, England, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, which of course is Ivory Coast, Saudi Arabia, France, Croatia, Portugal, Norway, Germany, Netherlands, Australia, Belgium, Scotland, Spain, Switzerland, Curaçao, Haiti, and Panama.
Ah.
And again, let me just repeat, there are four first-time qualifiers: Cape Verde, Curaçao, Jordan, and Uzbekistan.
Mhm.
Scores in the round of 16 in the FIFA Under-17 World Cup: Italy 3-2 over Uzbekistan, Uganda and Burkina Faso in a 1-1 stalemate, Burkina Faso 5-3 on penalty shootout,
Woo.
Portugal 5-zip over Mexico,
Mhm.
Brazil and France in a 1-1 stalemate, Brazil advancing 4-3 penalty shootout,
Uh-huh.
Switzerland 3-1 over the Republic of Ireland, Democratic Republic of Korea, and Japan in a 1-1 stalemate, but Japan advanced 5-4 on penalty shootout.
Mhm.
Australia 4-0 over England. Morocco 3-2 over Mali. So the quarterfinal matchups for Friday look like this. Australia plays Japan.
Uh-huh.
Italy takes on Burkina Faso.
Oh,
Portugal plays Switzerland. And Morocco plays Brazil. I think Morocco going to beat Brazil, Trevor.
well,
But we'll see.
Brazil is rounding into form.
Under
Brazil,
17, the under 17, Trevor.
yes, they're
And
rounding.
Brazil, not what Brazil used to be anymore.
But you
And
see,
Morocco, Trevor, has really been, you can see the improvement at all their levels of football, under 17, under 19 senior team. There is something going on there in Morocco with football.
well, maybe the crop is coming in, is ripening.
Mm. Well, that was maybe. Now the Jamaica Premier League is set to resume December 7th, while schoolboy football gets going November 18th, 28th rather, and could spill into January 2026. Major League Soccer Conference semifinals on Saturday. Vancouver plays LA Football Club, and San Diego takes on Minnesota. Then on Sunday, Cincinnati plays Inter Miami, while Philadelphia plays New York City.
Okay.
And in the National Women's Soccer League finals coming up on the weekend, Washington Spirit will be playing the Gotham Football Club.
Good.
English Premiership resumes on Saturday after the FIFA break, and Burnley plays Chelsea, Bournemouth plays West Ham United,
Mhm.
Brighton against Brentford, Fulham against Sunderland, Liverpool at home to Nottingham Forest, Wolverhampton Wanderers take on Crystal Palace, while Newcastle plays Manchester City. On Sunday, Leeds against Aston Villa, Arsenal plays Tottenham. And then on Monday, it's Manchester United at home to Everton.
Okay.
Arsenal sits atop the Premiership table with 26 points after 11 games.
Wow.
Second is Manchester City, 22 points, and Chelsea in third spot on 20 points, while Erling Haaland leads the goal scorers with 14 goals, followed by Igor Thiago with 8, Semenya, Welbeck, and Mateta, 6 goals apiece. Why Erling Haaland really having a dream season so far,
Okay.
because he's also the leading goal scorer in the UEFA qualifiers.
Okay.
In the world of basketball, Jamaica's Special Olympians won silver in Division 1 of the first ever regional unified basketball tournament hosted by Guadeloupe. Jamaicans featuring 3 males and 2 females in their squad lost 8-13 to the all-male St. Martin in Saturday's final.
Okay.
And in squash news, because of Hurricane Melissa, Guyana will replace Jamaica as host of the Caribbean Area Squash Association Championships, which is scheduled for November 23rd to the 29th. Guyana hosted the event last year and have, less than 2 weeks now to get ready for this year's championships. And netball, with the withdrawal of several frontline players, including Captain Janelle Fowler Nemhard, compounded by Hurricane Melissa, there seemed to be a cloud hanging over the 4-game Vitality Series between the Jamaica Sunshine Girls and the English Roses. Again, we await word from Netball Jamaica president Karen Rosenball.
Mhm.
Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee will make history by sending a 50-member team to compete at the 2025 Bolivarian Games for the first time. The
Aye.
game scheduled for November 22nd through December 7th in Ayacucho, Lima, Peru.
Okay.
Trinidad and Tobago will compete in 3 sports: men's and women's cricket, cycling, and surfing. Leading the delegation is Chef de Mission Lovey Santana Duca. The men's cricket team is Vikash Mohan, captain,
Uh-huh.
Andrew Rambaran, Christian Thornton, Damian Joachim, Daniel Williams, Dejourn Charles, Jesse Bhutan, Kamil Puran, Kyle Ramdu, Leonard Julian, Mikel Gobia, Samir Ali, Sharon Lewis, Joshua Davis,
Mhm.
Tishawan Castro. The coaches, Keston Harry Prasad and Ernest Ryan, Omar Khan, manager, and Adrian Ali, assistant manager. While
Okay.
the women's team is Karishma Ram Harak, Shania Abdul, Brianna Haricharan, Kenika Kassar, Anissa Mohammed, Shunel Shaw, Samara Ramnath, Dijanaba Joseph, Kirbyina Alexander, Leon Kirby, Nadia Mohammed, Brittany Cooper, Amelia Khan, Amrita Ramtahal. The coach is Marissa Aguilera, Margaret Thomas, manager, and the other coaches, Wayne Samuel and Kelvin Williams, while the assistant manager, Delianis Espinosa Herrera. The cycling team is Nicholas Paul and Makera Wallace, while the lone surfer is in Alaba.
Mm.
Albada, rather,
Mhm.
in Albada. Still in Trinidad and Tobago, and results in the South Zone of the Coca-Cola Intercal playoffs, and that is in football.
Aye.
Defending champions St. Benedict's College, 7 goals to zip over Siparia West Secondary. Naparima College, 15 goals to zip over Rio Clara West
No mercy.
Secondary.
No mercy rules, John.
No mercy rules.
Oh boy.
Presentation College, 16 goals to zip
Mm.
over Point 14 East.
Mm.
In the North Zone, Fatima, 3-zip over East Mucurapo. St. Mary's College, 3-zip over Queen's Royal College. Host Guadeloupe defeated Trinidad and Tobago 15-14 in the first ever Special Olympics Caribbean 3-on-3 Unified Basketball Division II games, again hosted by Guadeloupe, a significant achievement for both teams.
Aye, aye, aye.
And we move now to today's cricket history. Today we look at the career of one of my favorite fast bowlers out of Pakistan, Waqar Younis,
Mm.
who made his test debut as an 18-year-old against India at Karachi. And his first wicket was that of Sanjay Manjrekar. He proceeded to get 4 wickets in the innings, and in an 87 test match career, took 373 test wickets, with an innings best of 7 for 76 against New Zealand at Faizabad. Waqar was dubbed the master of reverse swing that he used to terrorize some of the best batsmen of his era. He was appointed captain in 2001, but turned out to be a less than successful period in his career as injuries slowed his production. He retired in April 2004. And that's where we draw the covers on John Sports Corner this Wednesday afternoon on the SosoBone Media Network. Thanks for joining us, and tell a friend that we span the sports globe. Remember to go to Winner Circle Store in the SosoBone shop and shop till you drop. Thanksgiving is coming up. You need a couple packets of the great Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee.
Oh, yes.
Be safe. Enjoy the rest of the week, family. Vaya con Dios.